Hey, what's going on, guys? I didn't get a chance to make a video this week because um, it's been super busy. So, on the subject of finding a realtor that's great for you, that's gonna do above and beyond service, right? So, we're in Esco right now on a property. I am actually the listing agent on this one, and we had a problem with the home inspector in that they couldn't find the main water shut-off valve, right? So because the property is vacant and the sellers live in another state, obviously they haven't been able to be much help as far as looking for the stuff themselves. So I'm not sure if you can see how this yard looks, but looks pretty thick, right? And so earlier this week, I actually took this shovel, right? So got my shovel here, and I literally was just digging in the ground like this, tapping until I hit something, and then ended up actually digging up this guy. So sorry, I'm still digging now. So I ended up digging this guy out because you know, the owner said this would be the water supply, which I thought looked kind of interesting, but he said this is what it was. So I said, okay, cool. And so it came back that this is not actually the right thing, right? So came over here, and then there's also irrigation and a sprinkler system going on here, right? So he told me, he said, look over here and find it. So I actually ended up coming back over here in between all these bushes and stuff, right? Yeah, so I came over here. It all looked like this and the same thing, and I kept digging with my shovel like that. And so I actually dug this guy out. So this was covered with dirt. Came over here, dug it out, opened this up. So I'll be sending that as well. So as you can see, I'm out here with my wife beater on and shorts. I don't know how well that'll show it, but anyways, so I did that, and then over here on the fence, I don't know if you guys can see that, but we determined that this is a shut-off valve for the sprinklers to the backyard, and then we thought that this might be the isolation, the shut-off valve for the water to the house. But as you can see, I don't know if you can actually see how close you can see that, but anyways, I shut that valve. That valve was shut, and the water's still running. So I still couldn't figure this out, right? So I'm like, man, how do I find this? I already called the board of water supply. You guys know how it is when you call the city or anything, right? You get a voicemail. They might call you back, they might not, right? So I did that. And so, well, actually, what I started doing was, then the other thing we thought was this guy, right? So these look like, it clearly says water meter, right? And so we thought, okay, this must be the isolation, but they said, no, this is just the meter. So I'm like, man, all right, where is this thing, right? So, some people mention about being inside in the garage above the water heater, but I saw that was just a isolation valve for the water heater, right? So I'll show you what I'm talking about there too, so you can see this game that I've been kind of playing. And the point of this video, I mean, I guess if you're still watching, is not necessarily to explain you what's happening here or the problems, but it's just showing you the amount of service that a realtor should be giving you, right? Because there's a lot of agents that will say, oh no, well, I'm not digging anything, someone might sue me, or oh, it's a liability, or oh, I'm not touching anything, right? And to each his own, but to me, I'll do whatever it takes for my legal and ethical, of course, but I'll do whatever it takes for my clients. And if that means I got to be out here digging holes and looking for things, then that's what it is. So anyway, let's take a walk down the street. And so what I was looking for is all these homes in this neighborhood are more or less built the same. So cookie cutter. So I was like, okay, let me go see with the other yards where the grass is not grown up as much and see how they look. So I came over here, first one I saw, right? Okay, we got these two things here on the ground, and I look and I go, okay, that looks like it might be a water isolation valve right there. Okay, so now I'm looking at how the fence line looks. This is one house. I'm keeping it low intentional so you don't see the numbers, you know, just kind of people have their privacy. And then you can see that this house has the same layout as the one I'm working on. So I'm like, okay, 2 water meters there. So I was like, okay, well, let's go down the crib, or let's go down the street and see what's going on there. I noticed this one's got the utility box just like mine has. So I'm like, okay, the garage is on the right, front door's on the left. And so I'm like, okay, perfect. This one's just like mine. And they got this yellow thing right in front of the sidewalk, which we got. And then two the water meters right here. And then you look, there's the line again. There's a water box and water, what we can only assume is the water shut off right there. So same thing again, right? So now I'm like, okay, back to where we are in the neighborhood. And just like I said, guys, just wanted to share with you because I didn't make a video this week. These are the intangible things that you don't see because I'm out here by myself, right? My sellers, they know that I'm here and looking for it, right? But they don't really know the time that I spent on it, and they never will. And the buyers don't really care, right? Neither does the buyer's agent. But this is what's going to keep the deal from falling out, right? So and save my sellers from having a big headache. So now I came back here, right? And then we're right there, right? And see, mine's got the yellow just like the other guy. Came here, and so I grabbed my, oh snap, where is my shovel? I grabbed my shovel. There it is. Grabbed my shovel, and then so I came here first, and you can still, I mean, it's unbelievable how thick this grass is. I mean, it's unreal. So I stepped, I think, about here, and you can't even see it, but you can feel it. There's a divider here as well. You can't even see it, but not sure if you can hear that. You hear it hitting something, and then you hear the difference. So yeah, there's a divider here that the grass is clearly grown over, and then you could see, I think, right at the fence what it looks like, the rubber or PVC or some type. So the grass is growing over that. So I'm like, cool. And so now I came over here. I said, okay, so it should be somewhere in this area. Now, obviously, I've already found it, but I was like, hey, I should make it. So I came here, and I finally felt something right there. Yeah, right there. I felt that. So now